All right, guys, this week in Nurses Making the News, we're going to start out with a doctor situation and sort of move on from there. Earlier this week, Dr. Philip Mitchell was sued by, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong, Evie Toombs in the UK. He was found guilty of not giving proper advice to Evie's mother. Evie sued the doctor for being born. Let that sink in for just a second. She sued him for being born. Okay. Let's go over some facts before I really get into this. Evie was born with spina bifida, an unfortunate condition which it deals with, the spine, and it does happen from birth. I'm not going to get into the disease process of spina bifida for sake of time. However, what I am going to talk about is the fact that she sued him because he did not instruct her mother to take folic acid before she was pregnant with Evie. The doctor is being sued for not telling the mother to take folic acid before she got pregnant. Yes, that is really the gist of the lawsuit. Evie has now won this lawsuit. She is a 20-year-old woman who is actually, despite the fact that she has spina bifida, an equestrian show jumper. Apparently she's pretty good at it. The fact that you're an equestrian show jumper is astounding, and the fact that you do it with spina bifida is even more so astounding. I mean, this woman has apparently lived pretty good if she has spina bifida and is doing equestrian show jumping, something that's very hard for people who have full control, and then much, much harder for someone with spina bifida. And I understand that she, has limitations due to the spina bifida. However, the fact that she can do all these things is quite remarkable, quite two thumbs up, quite good that she can do these things. The lawsuit is, in my mind, baffling. And the fact that she has now gone on to win millions of dollars, pounds, I guess. She's gone on to win millions of pounds because she's in the UK over something like this, baffles me, baffles my mind. Even in the news article, they say something like, this is groundbreaking because now medical professionals can be sued by giving poor advice or not giving correct advice. It's worded something like that. It's right there. It is baffling in my mind and scary, and here's where the nurses come into play. I cannot tell you how many times as a nurse someone comes up to me who knows that I'm a nurse and says something like, "Oh, my head hurts. Should I take a Tylenol or an Advil?" And I say, one is this medication, one is that medication. They're both going to take your headache away. Well, let's just assume that they say, "Oh, I want to take a Tylenol." Well, they have an acetaminophen allergic reaction. Now I'm being sued because I said take a Tylenol. Both of which are over the counter. Even folic acid here locally is over the counter. This woman could have taken it locally on her own. I don't know if it is over the counter in the UK or not. I'm also not OB, so I don't know the milligrams that a woman who is trying to get pregnant should take. The fact that this was even allowed to happen is baffling. I mean, I'm assuming that documentation of him specifically not saying take this was not done. I'm sure that in his notes it does not say this doctor did not recommend folic acid due to woman wanting to be pregnant. I'm positive that it doesn't say anything like that, and the fact that this lawsuit was even allowed to go through is baffling, and even more so troubling to us in the medical profession as to what if anything we ever say incorrectly is going to be sued upon. If I tell a patient or not even a patient, if I tell someone who knows I'm a nurse, "Oh, I want to take Tylenol for my headache." Yeah, Tylenol gets rid of headaches. Well, I gave them advice, and now they have an allergic reaction to acetaminophen, and now I'm going to be sued for millions of dollars simply because I'm a nurse who said, yeah, acetaminophen takes headaches away. I don't think that it's going to get to that drastic of a thing, but the fact that this was even allowed to happen is baffling and troubling for us in the medical field, as folic acid, as I said, was over the counter, is over the counter, at least locally, at least here locally, it is over the counter. And 2, the woman was not pregnant at the time. I am very sure that prenatal meds were given once, she became pregnant. There's plenty of vitamins that come in with pregnancy. And then a third thing that I don't think anyone has even mentioned, who is to say that Evie Toombs was not going to have spina bifida, despite the fact that she could have got her mother could have got the folic acid beforehand. Let's say she did take the folic acid beforehand. Let's say she secretly took the folic acid beforehand. This is hypothetically, but the doctor didn't recommend that she take folic acid, but she secretly took it anyways, and poor Evie still has spina bifida. That, I don't even know if that was even considered in this case. And then millions of pounds was given to Evie. Now, do I think this is justified? I think that this is just a load of horse poop. Let's say horse poop because she's in Equestria. I think that this is terrible, miserable. This was not even neglect, in my opinion. This doctor did not recommend she take an over-the-counter medication. I am so sorry. We miss things. We are only human. I don't think it was worth millions of pounds of money. I personally do not. I personally have a very big issue with even the fact that this was allowed to go on to court. I mean, it's baffling that this was allowed to even happen, allowed to even get any further than a discussion. This is troublesome, in my opinion. Very troublesome. Now, I do apologize that Evie was born with spina bifida. That is, of course, no fault of her own. However, she was born that way. And I am the father of a special needs child. I am not going to go back and sue my wife's OB doctor for my child being born with special needs. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, my daughter is what she is. I love her just the same, whether she was born with or without her special needs. And that's what we need to look at here. I mean, this woman has a career in equestrian show jumping, is very established, even at 20 years old, apparently, established at her age, which is remarkable. At 20, I was an idiot living on somebody's couch. The fact that she is able to accomplish all of these things, you can tell she's not limited by the spina bifida. And it's remarkable that she isn't, and she's doing very great things, and I just don't feel that this lawsuit was even really necessary, especially over folic acid. Folic acid is what this was over about. This wasn't even like the doc prescribed a mess load of narcotics. This was over not advising to take folic acid. Baffling to me. This is just baffling. I don't understand how this was even allowed to get this far, much less have a judgment of millions of pounds. How do you feel about this one? Leave comments down below. This was just, it's stupid in my mind. Like this video, check this one out over here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. If you like Nurses Making the News on Thursday, check out, there should be a playlist down below. Thank you so much. Hope it helps. Kind of interested in the discussion on this one. Maybe I'll get some hate. If I do, let me know. Let me know if you completely agree with Evie. Let me know. Thank you much.